Minnesota, at the corner of West Franklin and Harriet. And I'm at the site of the former Hillcrest Surgical Hospital, where 100 years ago it was serving as a maternity hospital. And many of Minneapolis's greatest generation were here. Today it is an apartment building, and it's been an apartment building for a long time. Prior to that, it was a nursing home. But again, originally, its function was a hospital, and primarily for expectant mothers. My mother was born here on this day 100 years ago at this site, and I think she'd be pretty happy to know that it's still here, it's still being used. 2 years earlier, her only sibling, her brother John, was born here, and in between, in 1924, another very famous Minnesota person was born here. Somebody that anybody who grew up in Minnesota, who's my age and older perhaps, would certainly know, especially if you had a big TV antenna and could watch TV from Minneapolis. In 1924, this was also the location of the birth of TV anchor person Dave Moore, and he was mostly a entertainer, actor, comedic actor, and he went on to work in radio and then into television, and became pretty famous around here. He was top dog on TV news in this market for the longest time. But he was also known for his comedic specials on WCCO TV, radio, Channel 4. And so as a result, he became fairly known. And it was called the Bedtime News. It was a late night comedy show. But he also did another show, a public service show on Sundays, known as More on Sunday. And so yeah, this is the spot. It's still here. So thank you very much for joining me in this little celebration. Today, of course, it's still carries the old hospital name as the Hillcrest Apartments. And I'm sure the people who lived here in the nursing home days are long gone. That was, 50, 60 years ago that was a nursing home. But it is here. And we remember all of them. They were quite an important generation, because being born in the 20s, they grew up in the Great Depression, and then went on to fight in World War II, and of course left their mark on the future of our country. And I'm not quite sure where the room would have been where they gave birth to her. You can kind of see the building seems to have been constructed in two sections. The older section perhaps in front here, and then a newer section in the back. But I believe in the photograph on her birth certificate, it shows the full L of the building. And it's quite a sight to see after all this time. Now my father's birth site, he'll be the Centennial a year from now. His birth site no longer exists It is behind a barbed wire security fence at a state prison, but the spot where he was born. So we're not going to be able to actually go there in a year, but it is quite a sight to see where it is that he was born, because at the time it was in fact the grounds of the prison. He was actually born on the grounds of a prison, my father. Let's see if we can get another look at the building from the back here. If there's any other evidence as to its original hospital function. As you can see, it has, again, an L shape to it. And you can see the lower floor has lights coming in through a well there. So, yeah, pretty cool. I'm not sure who all lives here now, but it has quite a history, and I don't think a lot of people even realize what an important spot this is in Minnesota history. A lot of lives began here. So, thank you for joining me. I will be signing off. Thanks for coming by. Have a good one.